Hi guys, discover how these children manage to awaken their powers and one of them wants to control them and do evil, so two sisters will have to stop him. Welcome to Worth Recap. This time I show you the summary of the movie The Innocents. It all starts with Ida moving to a new set of apartments, along with her parents and her sister Anna. She has autism, for that reason Ida bothers her without her parents noticing. While they unpack, Ida goes out to explore and meets Ben, a boy who lives in that place. Ben invites her to see something interesting, so he takes her to the forest and there he shows her that she can move things with her mind. Surprised, Ida tries to do the same without success. After that they go to play together. Ida returns home and tells her parents what she saw, but they think it's some trick. Later, while her parents attend to Anna, Ida picks up some pieces of glass and places them in her sister's shoes, who rarely wears them to go out on an appointment with her therapist. In the office, Anna begins to feel pain, but not knowing how to express it is overlooked. On the other hand, a girl named Aisha is about to leave the house to look for her cat, and when she puts on her shoes she sees how her feet are bloody. However, she doesn't care. Back home, the parents notice that there was glass in Anna's shoes and they wonder how she got there. Her parents don't suspect Ida. Later, Aisha, in order to find her cat, enters the apartment complex where Ida lives, and while looking for the cat, Aisha and Anna feel a connection. However, they do not get to know each other. The next day, Ida and Anna go out together to the park where they meet Ben and they go to play together, leaving Anna alone. But shortly after, Aisha arrives and stays with her. On the other hand, Ben and Ida find a cat and take it to a building where, after going up a few floors, they throw it away. However, the cat survives and the children go looking for it, and when they find it, Ben kills it by stepping on its head, despite Ida asking her not to. After this, she leaves and looks for her sister, finding her with Aisha playing as friends. The next day, Anna and Aisha play together again. Meanwhile, Ida goes to see the cat's corpse and finds it all destroyed just as Ben left it. After this, she returns with Anna and sees that Ben is accompanying them. Ida does not want to approach and have to interact with Ben because of what he did to the cat. But at that moment he sees how Anna manages to make an object move by itself, and because of the emotion he returns to interact with Ben. However, shortly after they leave, and when they return to house, Anna can no longer use her abilities, so Ida considers Ben's presence necessary for the activation of Anna's powers. Because of this, Ida decides to gather all the children that Ben has met, to learn more about their abilities, discovering that Aisha can hear people's thoughts, while Ben and Anna have similar abilities to move things with their minds. However, Anna's ability goes further, and finally Ida realizes that she has no ability. After this, everyone returns to their homes, and at night Ben realizes that he can control people. In the morning, the children gather to play with their abilities. Ida proposes to play to communicate with their minds. However, Ida makes fun of Ben and Aisha laughs at the joke. This annoys Ben and attacks Aisha. Anna and Ida go in his aid. However, Ben does not want to stop, so he has a confrontation with Anna where she proves to have more power than Ben. Annoyed, Ben leaves the place, and in his house he begins to play with his powers. And by accident ends up killing his mother. Ida and Anna during dinner begin to see the same thing that Ben sees and realize that Ben did something wrong. However, unable to deduce what it is, they let the matter go. The days go by and Ben lives with the corpse of his mother. One day while he was away from home, he meets the boy who bothered him, and at night Ben begins to play with his toy and begins to think about the boy's death, which annoys him, so he controls his neighbor and manages to kill the boy. In the morning, Ida listens to her parents talking about the boy's murder and goes to the scene to investigate what happened. There she meets Ben and he reveals that he can control people. However, Ida does not believe her and she challenges him to control her. He accepts and controls her for a while after showing him that her powers are getting stronger. Ben takes Ida to a park where several children play and breaks one of their legs. Aisha and Anna feel that Ben is doing something wrong and they try to stop him. First, Aisha arrives, and since she is no match for Ben, he tries to suffocate her. But before he can do so, Ida stops him. Because of this, Ben tries to attack Ida, but before she manages to do so, Anna arrives and Ben, not being a rival, leaves. At home, Ben is very frustrated. Later, Aisha and Anna reveal to Ida that Ben is trying to hurt them and that is why they must stop him before something bad happens. So they decide to meet, but Ida's parents prevent them from leaving Aisha alone, and at night Ben starts to enter Aisha's mother's mind and Anna consents that and tries to warn Aisha to no avail. Meanwhile, Ben manages to manipulate the mind of Aisha's mother and makes her see her daughter as a monster and ends up stabbing her. Aisha screams, which brings her mother out of her trance, and once in a while she tries to stop Aisha's bleeding. For her part, Anna manages to feel Aisha's death, which affects her a lot. On the morning, Ida, Anna and her father go out to visit Aisha's grave. And while returning home, they are almost attacked by a person controlled by Ben. At home, Ida tries to get Anna to use her powers to protect them and her family, however she doesn't pay attention to her. So Ida makes the decision to take care of Ben by herself, and for that she invites her to play by taking him to a bridge from which he throws it away. A lady saw what happened and tries to chase her, so Ida flees the place. Meanwhile, we see how Ben fell on the grass and managed to survive. Because of this, he begins to use his powers against Ida. Ida is in the forest and grabs things from the ground to try to defend herself in case Ben chases her, but suddenly she begins to see that a monster is chasing her, so she leaves the forest towards the road where a car approaches. Ida, for the fear, hurts herself, which breaks her out of Ben's mental control, and she tries to avoid the car, but he manages to hit her on the side. At the hospital, Ida finds out that Ben survived the fall. Sometime later, she returns home and sees Ben watching her. Anna feels Ben's presence and leaves the house to confront him, finding herself in a park where Ben manages to match to Anna. Ida tries to follow her sister, but with her leg cast she can't go downstairs, and out of desperation she manages to awaken her powers. Meanwhile, Anna and Ben continue their fight. Everything around them was shaking and the neighborhood children began to feel the fight. Meanwhile, Anna begins to lose to Ben. Shortly after, Ida arrives and together they manage to finish Ben. And then both they return home and everything is back to normal. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to see more videos like this. If you wanted to see more, I recommend this action movie.